World
Worldwide
wide
sports?
sports?
Wide
Yeah.
worldwide sport.
Wild.
Wild,
Yeah, I can't say that.
wild,
Wide
wide,
world of sports. Am I saying wild or wide?
wide world of sports.
Sure.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's weekly wind down time. Tonight we are talking about value resorts around Walt Disney World. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Randy.
And tonight we're going to be talking about the value resorts around Walt Disney World.
We're going to be talking about how you get to the parks from the value resorts, the different amenities and the recreation activities these value resorts offer, and also the food offerings at each of these value resorts. But first, as always, we have to do our cheers. And I have a different kind of cheers tonight, Jamie.
Cheater.
I know. Here's
I
our, I think you have the same mug, right?
I do. It is the best. Mary
It
Poppins.
is so cute.
Cheers to that.
Yes. Cheers to Mary Poppins mug.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, let's get into it. And I'll preface this by saying Randy just got back from a 7-night cruise?
Yes, in
cruise?
Alaska, right.
She's
So,
a little tired.
right, I do not have wine for our weekly wine down. I have some tea with honey, trying to get that energy up and get back to regular life.
I think that is a necessity after that long of a trip. So,
Yes.
okay, let's get into our value resorts. We have 3, 4, 5 value resorts,
Mhm.
5 with an honorable mention 6.
Yes.
That kind
Yeah.
of is in there. All right.
Right.
So let's start with I guess there are sister resorts in this one, is of course, the All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, and All-Star Movies.
Yes. Okay. So the All-Star resorts, they are sister resorts. They're all close to one another, and they are considered in the Animal Kingdom resort area. So All-Stars are going to be a little bit further out than the other 2 plus honorable mention value resort that we'll be talking about than your other resorts. So it's a little bit further from Magic Kingdom, not too much further than anything from Hollywood or Epcot, but a little bit further from Magic Kingdom, kind of the same as Animal Kingdom Lodge because it's in that vicinity.
I know. I feel like it really doesn't. Whenever I'm on the bus going, it adds maybe 3 more minutes, 4 more minutes, 5 at most.
Right.
It's not enough to make it seem like, oh, we're so far away. Even though I think you'll hear people saying that, like, oh, they're so far away. But really, once you're on property, everything is just like a hop, skip, and a jump, I feel, right?
Right. And you're out by ESPN's Worldwide, what is it?
Worldwide sports?
Sports?
Wide
Yeah.
worldwide sport.
Wild. Yeah, I can't say that. Wide world of sports. Am I saying wild or wide?
Wide world of sports.
Sure.
Is that right?
Yes.
There we
And
go.
it's out that way for a reason, because these All-Stars are where the cheerleaders normally stay when they come to do their big competitions at Walt Disney World.
Yes, I was one of those back in 1994. Maybe we insert photo here.
Right.
Yes, I was one of those loud, big-bowed girls, practicing at All-Star Sports. We would stay there. And then, man, I will tell you, if you are at the parks during one of these competition times, you're going to see a lot of TikTokers out there.
Yes.
For sure.
So the All-Star resorts have very similar features. Their rooms are all set up pretty much the same. They've all been redone. So they have their main bed, and then they also have that pull-down Murphy bed, which makes it so convenient when you're done sleeping just to push it back up into the wall, and then you have your table right there. They all have the same bathroom layout with, a vanity and then your separate shower tub, toilet area. And they all have multiple pools. They have their big main one, and then different pools around their resorts that are themed to the different sections of the resorts.
And I will tell you, these all-star resorts, everything is big and kind of in your face. So when you're at the sports one, if you're in the football section, you have a giant goalpost, and you have like the grass is not, it's turf instead,
Mhm.
and you have giant footballs, and then your baseball section, of course, giant baseball and baseball bats and stuff. But everything is so like in your face, huge,
Yes.
which makes it perfect for kiddos.
Yes.
They love this.
They love the All Stars. I think All Star Movies out of the three is our family's favorite All Star resort. Again, larger than life. You have the 101 Dalmatians section, which is the cutest little section because 101 Dalmatians does not get enough love at Walt Disney World.
Agree. I know. And I love the Jungle Book section. That is my
Mhm.
favorite. Again, another one that should have more. We need a ride. We need a Jungle Book ride. But yeah,
Yes.
I think it's Jungle Book is they have a big then they have the potato head. It's almost like a
Yes.
Toy Story section, I
Yes.
feel. It
Right.
is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's or is that in the movies? Yeah, or is that in Pop? That's in the movie. That's in Pop. Anyway, we'll get to that one. But anyway, it's yeah, you have the larger than life characters, or what am I trying to say? Like if it's in the sports, if it's in the movies, if it's in the music, it's
Mhm.
giant instruments. Like the pool is shaped like a guitar,
Right.
and then they have one shaped like a baby grand piano. So
Uh-huh.
that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I will say this, all three of them have a food court
Yes.
instead of there's no sit down table service or anything. It's
Mhm.
one food court, and that's going to be attached to your main lobby along
Yes.
with your gift shop as well.
Right. And then the food court makes it really easy and convenient for when you have a long park day to come back and grab something really quick to eat if you're still hungry at the end of a long night because they're open pretty late.
Yeah, I mean, it's been past midnight, I feel, but I don't quote me on that because I have no sense of time sometimes when I'm there. But I do feel that it was really late in the day.
Yes.
The rooms are all outdoor entry rooms. So
Mhm.
if you think of like older hotel rooms, where you would go up like your Holiday Inn and everything, all the doors are on the outside. So it can sometimes, if there's a lot of ruckus going on out in
Mhm.
the play areas in the courtyard area, you would
Mhm.
maybe be able to hear, but it's not so bad. I mean, I've
Right.
stayed at a few of them and have had no issues there.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they are quite busy, which is a pro and a con because you have those amenities like the food court that stays open late. You also have the arcade area, and the pool always has something going on for kids, like some kind of entertainment going on with the Disney cast members. So that's great, but then it does get somewhat loud at times, just because it is very popular for big school groups, and then also for families with little kids. It's very popular.
And it being down at the bottom of the price point of the
Mhm.
resorts at Disney, I mean, hey, if this is a like one time and done, and people have a lot in their family and they're trying to save as much money so that they can enjoy themselves at the park, and you're not going to be at your resort that often,
Yeah,
these are the way to go. Like
yeah.
this gives you a spot to rest your head at night, and you're
Mhm.
still on Disney property and you have the transportation services. Like, why not?
Right. So you do have to take a bus to all of the parks from All Stars. Like we said at the beginning, they are a little bit further out there. They're not far. You're still in that Disney bubble, but you will have to take bus transportation to all of the parks, Disney Springs, the water parks too.
The nice thing is is only one stop for the bus, and
Yes.
it's in the lobby area. Unlike
Mhm.
some of these moderate resorts where you have to circle around the entire resort before you even leave for the park. So
Right.
there is one spot that's right kind of by the lobby food court area that you go and you get on your spot, or you get on your bus to take you to your resort. The buses can fill up fast, especially for
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom days. So
Mhm.
I would recommend either getting there early before, like plenty of time, or give yourself some time, let that rush go, and then go a little bit later so that you can get on the first bus that
For
comes.
sure. And we talked about in our deluxe resort video how the deluxe resorts have those one and two and Grand Villa bedrooms, those Grand Villa 3 bedrooms. But All Star Music actually also has a family suite, which makes it so convenient for larger families or even extended families to all stay together because there is a separate bedroom from the living room kitchenette area.
That's right. And so this will sleep six. It has two, or it has one bedroom that will have one queen size, maybe king, I'm not quite sure, but one room with a separate bathroom. And then in the living room section, the couch pulls out. And then also there's a Murphy bed as well. And the kitchen there, it is a full size fridge.
Mhm.
Unlike some of these other places that you're paying, big bucks and you get this little cooler, you get a full
Right.
size fridge for this one.
Yes,
And
exactly.
if you are needing to have more space and you're needing a suite type, or you have a larger family and want to all be in the same room, this will be the cheapest option on Disney property for you to
Mhm.
all stay together.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, so All Star Music has really kind of upped their game by making these rooms fit larger families, and I think it was
Mhm.
smart. It was needed. There really wasn't too many options, so
Right.
I felt kind of bad for families of more than four that wanted to all stay together, and then
Mhm.
you got to dish out, big bucks in order to do that. So I'm really
Right.
glad. I feel like we need more of this. So Disney, listen to your customers. They are wanting to have more of these larger room options for them at a better price point. So these are
Yes.
good. So
Right.
yeah, All Star Sports, All Star Movies, All Star Music, all kind of fit into the same little category. All have similar rooms, all have the same transportation, the same dining experience, really the same layout, just different
Exactly.
theming.
Yes.
So let's go on to Pop Century.
Okay. Yes. So Pop Century, as the name would suggest, is a throwback nod to all of your decades from the past. It again is larger than life, big, like giant yo-yos, big, giant computer screens. What else?
Rubik's
Rubik's
Cube.
cubes.
Mhm.
Yes. So it goes through the different decades, and their main pool is the hippy dippy pool after that 70s era. And then
Yeah.
they also have two separate other pools besides their hippy dippy pool. So a little bit larger than the All Stars in that regards. And then they also have a walking jogging trail, which makes it a great spot for people that are looking to wake up in the morning and take a little jog around Disney World before they start their park day.
Honestly, I do not understand that. You're about to go walk miles and miles, but you know what? Those are the reasons. I mean, these people look great, and good for you. You do you. I'm
Yes.
not. I can't.
No, I am not waking up to go. No, absolutely not.
But I will say I'm jealous of those people that have just the ability to do that.
Same. So the rooms at Pop Century are similar to the All Star movies, music, and sports rooms, where it has that big central area with the Murphy bed and then the other double bed, and then your separate little vanity, shower tub, not trash, toilet area that's separated from your vanity.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there's nothing special to these rooms. They're not going to wow you. They really are just there for you to be able to rest and sleep while you were there. They are a little bit smaller in square footage compared to moderate resorts, and of course, compared to deluxe resorts, of course.
Mhm.
But that said, they do their job.
Yep.
They come in at a really good price point, and I mean, you can sometimes get rooms at these value resorts as cheap as like 150. I've
Mhm.
maybe seen 130 at times.
Right.
So really, when you price that out per night compared to some of like staying offsite, this is the way to go because you're getting the
Right.
transportation and everything.
Mhm.
So you really can get a good deal at Pop Century. Pop Century kind of has stood out to be a favorite of
Mhm.
the value resorts when you ask people
Yeah.
because of the price point. You get a really, this one will also sell out the fastest of all the
Mhm.
values as well.
Yeah. It definitely has a following out of all the value resorts.
It is. It is the most popular one. And I think, well, the theming is amazing. It's awesome. The price point is amazing. The reason why this one is so popular, it is on the Skyliner.
Yes.
And to have a value resort on the Skyliner, to have access to
Hmm.
Epcot and Hollywood Studios, I mean, yes, please.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you? That's
Yeah.
something to really consider over if you were going to dish out money and have to be on buses the whole time, or have this opportunity to have different means of transportation.
Hmm.
I mean, it's up there. It competes with some of these bigger resorts.
Yes. All right, hopping across Hourglass Lake from Pop Century, we have Art of Animation. Art of Animation is a special type of resort because it does have two different sections or room sections, room categories that you can choose from. You have your typical value resort layout in the Little Mermaid section that you would get at Pop Century or at any of the All Star resorts, that typical room setup that we've been talking about and mentioning several times. But then also at Art of Animation, you have family suites, which is a big draw and is what makes this resort so special, especially to larger families or people that just want more room.
I tell you, we've stayed there as a family, and there were just three of us. We didn't need this much space, but it was so nice. It was so, we felt like we had ample space. Each one of us could have a bed if we wanted.
Right.
Two bathrooms,
Hmm.
like that's, and two full bathrooms, not just a
Yes.
half bath, like two full bathrooms. That right there in itself is a deal breaker. I also would think about like when you have little ones in your family and you do need like a separate space for them to sleep where it's quiet. And
Hmm.
this is so ideal. I think the difference of art of animations, their suites, they sometimes come in at a deluxe price point
They do.
because they are so well done, and
They are.
the theming is perfect for kiddos. If you're not a big in your face Disney fan, this resort is not for you, because when
No.
you're in the Little Mer or when you're in the Nemo section,
Hmm.
it's Finding Nemo. When you're in the
Hmm.
car section, it's the cars. I mean, you're in
Yes.
it. You're
Lion King.
you're so in it, yeah, and it is over the top big theming, but if you have kiddos that are into, of course, why wouldn't you be there if they weren't? But
Hmm.
it's so perfect for families, and it's so
Yes.
perfect for kids, and this has been one of the most favorite resorts that my daughter has stayed in, and she stayed in a bunch of amazing ones. This
Yes.
one's this one's
Yeah,
on her.
my kids are the same way. They want to go back to Art of Animation. They
Yeah,
love Art of Animation. And we've only stayed in the Little Mermaid room, so we haven't even tried a family suite, but my kids just love it. They love the theming. They love also, and I love being able to access the Skyliner just like
yeah,
at Pop Century. I love the layout of Art of Animation. Um, I love the pools at Art of Animation. You have three different ones. You have the Little Mermaid, the Cars, and then the giant. It's the biggest pool in Walt Disney World. It's the big blue pool
mhm.
in Finding Nemo section. That's going to be your main pool.
Yeah, it's our art of animation is, and of course, it's they, like when you're walking into the lobby, it shows art, like actual artwork from the animators, starting with the black and white sketches and the drawings, and just pencil work, and then it goes into how it becomes animation, and that is
Mhm.
so beautiful. Well, I mean, I tell you, these animators, I have no business drawing anything. No one will ever pay me to draw them, so it is fascinating to see how someone can do that. I don't understand how someone has that artistic ability. It's fascinating. So their
Yeah.
theming in the lobby is so well done. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. I love
Hmm.
it so much.
I
But
do
these
too.
these suites they are hot commodities. They
Hmm.
go fast.
Hmm.
But I will tell you, they usually are, when there is a deal going on at Disney, these are usually included. And so I
Hmm.
would look into that if you are looking at one of these suites, looking at making sure you are going during when Disney are offering specials or deals or something like that, because this one will be included in that price.
Yes, but also making sure if you're wanting a specific themed suite, like if you're wanting to stay at Lion King, Nemo, or Cars, I know cars is a hot commodity, and that typically goes first.
Hmm.
Um, so if you have kiddos that love that the Cars movies, Lightning McQueen, all of that, I wouldn't wait around for a special to come out. I would go ahead and get that locked in because that will be gone.
That is true. And the Nemo rooms usually are priced a little higher because they're closer to the lobby. But
Hmm.
I mean, I've stayed at the others and you're not that far.
Right.
So, like, is it really worth that? I don't
Hmm.
know. But I guess if you have Nemo fans, then yes, it is.
Yes, and they have a playground, which
Yes.
doesn't seem like a big deal, but when your kids, or when you're looking for something else for your kids to do, a playground is definitely something that my kids always gravitate towards.
Yeah, and the nice thing of these, there's usually little campfires at night where you can
Hmm.
roast marshmallows and have s'mores, and that's all included in your price as well. Some of them do movies. I guess depending on the certain night, there'll be movies
Uh-huh.
under the stars, and
Hmm.
you can do that.
Yep.
Like the others, there's only one place for bus transportation pickup, so
Hmm.
that's a bonus in
Hmm.
these compared to some of these giant moderate resorts. There's so you don't have to roam around or go travel around to get there. Once they pick you up, you're on your way.
Yes.
Sometimes Art and Pop will share buses. I think it depends on the season, but I
Hmm.
think during the busy season they have their own bus from
Hmm.
times.
And definitely, normally in the morning, they won't share buses
Yeah.
when during rope drop time. And then, like the other value resorts, Art of Animation also has a food court, but besides Animal Kingdom, this is the only other place that you can get Simba waffles is in the food court at Art of Animation.
Is it? I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
The Lion King section. Ah, why did I not know that? Interesting. That's a fun
Mhm.
fact.
Yeah.
Pro tip. So our last resort, I guess,
Which is
technically,
our honorable mention
yeah,
for
because we don't
value.
really know where to fit Fort Wilderness in. We
Right.
really don't. We've never stayed there. It's on our bucket list to stay in the cabins.
Mhm.
But this part isn't on my bucket list.
Yeah.
But to those who want to do this, I again, it's like the joggers. I'm envious of your outdoorsiness, and I would love to have been like you one day, but I just don't see that for myself. They have Fort Wilderness is our last resort, and they have their campground section, and it's like legit campground section.
Mhm.
When you are buying um, rent, or I guess making your reservation, you are renting dirt.
Yes.
Camp.
A place to pitch a tent.
It's exactly what you were doing. So, they have that where you can legit camp out at Disney, or you could bring an RV and you hook it up and you're living out of your RV.
Which
And
is very popular.
very popular.
Very popular to do. And we've talked about different resorts like Pop Century and then those suites at Art of Animation selling out. Those spots for RVs, they're very hard to get. And just like Jamie had said earlier about Pop Century being one of those value resorts that everybody gravitates towards and it will have a sellout risk, same as the suites at Art of Animation, these campgrounds for the RV hookups, those are very hard to get. So if you're considering camping at Disney in an RV, that will be something that you'll need to think about way ahead of time before you ever start really making your plans to go down to Walt Disney World because those campground sites, they go fast.
I mean, who knew, right? Like, who knew that this that it is such in a different world than my normal
Uh-huh.
Disney bubble that I kind of feel like it doesn't exist because I've never seen it.
Mhm.
But I think it part of me is a little fascinated and I want to experience it,
Mhm.
but then I don't have an RV. So
That could be a problem.
it might be a problem. I guess I'm camping. Well, I don't know if that'll work. But
No,
we'll start with the
the
cabins.
cabins, yes.
That's a start for me. Mhm.
Mhm. Right.
But no, I think because of the campgrounds and where they're pricing out Fort Wilderness, that's we'll put it in the value. resort.
Mhm.
And again, do not confuse Fort Wilderness with Wilderness Lodge.
Yes.
That has happened, and someone booked what they thought was Wilderness Lodge, and they booked a campground at Fort
Mhm.
Wilderness, and they arrived at Wilderness Lodge, and they didn't have a room.
Right.
So they thought they got a great deal.
Yeah. If
Nope.
it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Read what you booked. Yeah.
Right.
So that's our value resorts,
Yeah.
our 3, 4, 6 value resorts, technically, 5 with the honorable mention,
Yes.
value
All right.
resorts.
So, what is your favorite value resort?
Gosh, I mean, so it's between pop and art,
Mhm.
and I think, of course, like price point, I'd lean towards Pop Century, but I do love the suites, art of animation.
Mhm.
That said, would I pay the price of Art of Animation suites or a deluxe resort? Because sometimes
Mhm.
it's the same price.
Right.
And
Especially for
I
like Animal Kingdom Lodge or something like that.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
if that was the case, I think I would. But I'm also a family of 3.
Mhm.
We don't need the extra space as much.
Yeah.
But I think if you are a typical, a family of 4 or more, like Art of Animation is the way to go.
Mhm. Yes. Well, I'm gonna go along with you, and I'm gonna also go along with my kids. Art of Animation is my favorite value resort. If I was going to choose one to stay at, it would be Art of Animation, and I even love the Little Mermaid rooms in the Little Mermaid section. It's just such a sweet resort. There is always something to look at, larger than life characters straight out of the movies, and it's on the Skyliner,
I know.
so you
I
can't
mean,
beat that.
you can't. Anything on the Skyliner has my heart. So
Mhm.
I know that is a reason to go this way. And again, you're not going to get too many suite type rooms that will sleep 6 for a decent price point.
Right.
So the fact that Art of All Star Music has that coming in at the lowest price point for larger families, and then
Mhm.
the next tier up would be probably Art of Animation if you book ahead of time.
Yeah,
Get those good
exactly.
deals. Yeah. So yeah,
Exactly.
those are our value resorts. I think value resorts are such an important thing for Disney. A lot of people think everything is overpriced, but really, if you are just looking to um, have a place to stay because you're going to be at the parks most of the day, value
Mhm.
resorts are the way to go if
I
you're not
agree.
going to be at the resorts.
I agree. If like you said, if you're thinking Disney is overpriced, look into those value resorts. One of us can help you look into those value resorts
Mhm.
as your travel advisor and help you pick the best one for your family. And it beats staying off property. I
Most
just
definitely.
cannot stress enough. It is not worth saving. I don't know. When you're comparing off property to one of the value resorts, it's not worth saving like even $50 to me
Yeah.
to not have that Disney transportation, to not have that early entry, to not be able to book your multi pass
Yes.
7 days in advance,
Right.
and not be immersed in that Disney bubble. Because that's why you come to Walt Disney World is because you want Disney. Stay at
Yeah.
a value resort. Don't stay off property.
No, and because 'cause you'll get the customer service of Disney, which the cast members of Disney, hands down, are the best across the world. So,
Mhm.
every business needs to take note. That's how
Yes.
you run a business.
Yes.
These cast members are awesome.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us on our weekly wind down to recap and review and get our honest opinions about the value resorts at Walt Disney World. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all of your support, and we will see you again next week for the next weekly wind down.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
See
When have
ya.
I said goodbye? All right, I'm gonna just say bye.
Okay.